In the quiet workshops of the 18th century, a subtle tremor began to shake the foundations of the world. It started not with a bang, but with a hiss of steam, a clank of metal, and the quiet, persistent glow of coal. This is the story of how a simple black rock, buried deep within the earth, was unearthed to become the engine of a new age. It's the story of the Industrial Revolution, seen through the eyes of the Tycoons who harnessed its power and the countless lives it forever changed. We often think of this era in terms of grand inventions and sprawling factories, but at its heart, it's a story of ambition, innovation, and the immense, often brutal, human cost of progress. It all began with a problem: water. Deep in the mines of Britain, water constantly seeped in, threatening to flood the very source of fuel the nation was beginning to depend on. Traditional methods of drainage were slow and inefficient. The call for a solution was desperate. Enter Thomas Newcomen. In 1712, he unveiled his atmospheric engine, a colossal beast of iron and steam. It was slow, it was inefficient, it belched smoke, but it worked. With each rhythmic stroke of its giant piston, it pumped gallons of water from the mines, allowing miners to dig deeper to extract more coal. This wasn't just a pump, it was a promise. A promise that human ingenuity could conquer the challenges of nature. The age of steam had dawned, and coal was its lifeblood. For decades, Newcomen's engine was the workhorse of the mines. But in Scotland, a young instrument maker named James Watt saw its flaws. He was tasked with repairing a model of the engine and was struck by how much steam, and therefore fuel, it wasted. His mind ignited. What if he could make it better? Over years of tireless tinkering, Watt developed the separate condenser. It was a revolutionary idea, a seemingly small tweak that quadrupled the engine's efficiency. Suddenly, the steam engine wasn't just a mine pump anymore. It was a viable power source for anything, anywhere. Watt, partnered with the savvy entrepreneur Matthew Boulton, began producing these new engines. Their slogan was simple and bold: "We sell what all the world desires, power." They weren't wrong. The demand was insatiable. Factories no longer needed to be built by rivers to harness water wheels. They could be built in the heart of cities, powered by Watt's engines, fed by a constant supply of coal. With this newfound power, innovation exploded. In the textile industry, machines like the spinning jenny and the power loom, once limited by human or water power, were now supercharged by steam. Production soared. A single factory could now produce more cloth in a day than an entire village of artisans could in a month. This incredible productivity created immense wealth for a new class of industrialists: the coal and iron barons, the textile magnates. Men like Richard Arkwright, who built vast factory empires, became the new kings, their fortunes built on steam, steel, and tireless machinery. Cities like Manchester swelled, their skylines defined by the towering chimneys of countless mills, each one a monument to this new industrial might. The air grew thick with coal smoke, a constant, hazy testament to the nation's roaring ambition. The rhythm of life, once dictated by the sun and seasons, was now set by the factory whistle and the relentless churning of machines. But as the factories rose, a shadow fell. This incredible expansion was built on the backs of a new urban working class. People flooded from the countryside into the cities, drawn by the promise of work. What they found were conditions of unimaginable hardship. They lived in cramped, unsanitary slums, where disease spread like wildfire. Inside the factories, the work was grueling and dangerous. Days were long, often 14 to 16 hours. The air was filled with cotton dust that scarred the lungs, and the noise of the machinery was deafening. There were no safety regulations. Workers, including young children, often lost limbs or even their lives to the unforgiving machines. The same coal that powered the engines of progress also coated the lungs of the miners who dug it, and the city dwellers who breathed its smoke. The awe-inspiring power that created such wealth for a few also created immense suffering for the many. The chasm between the rich and the poor grew into a vast, unbridgeable gulf. The vibrant cities of industry were also landscapes of deep human despair. This growing inequality and suffering did not go unnoticed. A sense of disillusionment began to creep in. Workers started to organize. They formed unions, demanding better wages, shorter hours, and safer conditions. There were strikes and protests, often met with brutal suppression by factory owners and the government. Writers and social reformers like Charles Dickens and Friedrich Engels exposed the grim reality of industrial life to a wider audience, challenging the conscience of a nation. They painted a stark picture of the dark, satanic mills and the human cost of unchecked capitalism. Their words sparked a debate that raged throughout the 19th century. What was the price of progress? Was this new world, with all its technological marvels, truly a better one? The initial wonder and ambition of the revolution had given way to a sobering and often overwhelming reality. The system that had been built was powerful, but it was also deeply flawed and profoundly unjust. The story doesn't end in despair. The struggles of the 19th century laid the groundwork for change. The outrage sparked by reformers led to a slow, painful, but steady push for reform. New laws were passed to regulate child labor, limit working hours, and improve safety standards in factories and mines. Public health initiatives began to tackle the squalor of the slums, building sewers and providing clean water. The voices of the workers, once silenced, grew louder and more organized, fighting for and winning rights that we now take for granted. It was a long and arduous battle, and it's a battle that, in many ways, continues today. The Industrial Revolution taught us a crucial lesson. Technological advancement and economic growth are not ends in themselves. They must serve human well-being. The legacy of the coal tycoons is a complex one. They were visionaries who unleashed a power that transformed our world. But their story is also a cautionary tale about the dangers of ambition without compassion and progress without justice. As we stand on the cusp of new technological revolutions today, from artificial intelligence to biotechnology, the echoes of the coal-fired past are all around us. The fundamental questions remain the same. How do we harness new powers for the benefit of all, not just a few? How do we ensure that progress doesn't leave the most vulnerable behind? The story of coal and steam is not just a chapter in a history book. It is a vital lesson, a reminder to balance our ambition with empathy, and to build a future where innovation and humanity advance hand in hand. The black rock that once fueled an empire now serves as a powerful symbol of both our greatest achievements and our most profound responsibilities. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the age of steam. If you found this story compelling, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more deep dives into the events that shaped our world. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious,